everyone, we're back for our second Ask Anna, and we've got our lovely Anna here with us today.
Hi.
So what are we talking about today? There's all sorts, isn't there?
Yes, I put a post out on my Instagram yesterday with just what would you like to know, and I've picked 3 because we were inundated actually with questions.
Always good, thank you for that, always good.
So the first one.
Yeah, so the first one here we've got is styles and tops for dresses to cover arms. Lots of people struggle with this, don't they?
Yeah, I have a lot of clients who aren't so keen on the upper arm area, and lots of them will ask me how to cover it or how to draw attention away from it. So there's a couple of things to note with upper arms and sleeve length. So wherever you draw lines with your clothes is where the eye is going to be drawn when you're getting dressed, okay? So if you think about a typical t-shirt, for example, quite often the sleeve will cut across this point of the arm, which on most people is a wider point of the upper arm. Whether that's toned or not, it's going to be slightly wider there, and then it goes down a little bit slimmer here. So the first thing is, if you're wearing a short sleeve top, really think about the angle and the point on the arm that it cuts. So you want it, yeah, and it's the smallest thing. It's almost like an imperceptible thing, but it makes such a huge difference. If you have it cutting there, it will make the upper arm look a little bit bigger.
Because we have muscle there as well, like
exactly. Yeah, it doesn't matter really, unless you want them like to show off your muscles. If it's a guy watching, then you know, I know that sometimes they like to do that, but generally women like their arms to look lean. So I would usually say that if you can find a sleeve length that cuts just as your arm is going in, naturally on the in, that's the most flattering sleeve length to start off with. The other good news is this season there are lots of kind of puff sleeves and volume in the shoulder area. So if you're feeling a little bit conscious about that area, there's lots of really lovely tops you can get that maybe have some detail on the shoulders. So again, we're drawing the eye line up and not looking necessarily at the tops of the arms, but it'll be covered anyway in that kind of style. And fringing is quite big as well.
I love fringing. I love fringing so much.
So lovely. So there's some lovely detail that you can get across here, and I'm very much about focusing on the parts of your body you do like rather than obsessing too much about the parts that we don't. It's difficult, but that's what I try and teach my clients to do. So put the detail on an area that you like. So if you've got a lovely long neck, then get some detail on the shoulders and around the neck, maybe it's some earrings and things. No one's going to be looking at your upper arm area, even if it is on show.
And there's lots of statement pieces around, isn't there? That's the thing, to make a statement with the puff sleeve or with a statement necklace or something.
Yeah, exactly. And there's some lovely like asymmetric tops for the evening. So like half a puff, quite 80s actually, which I quite like. I'm a child of the 80s. So you know, a puff sleeve on one side and asymmetric. So even though you've got one arm showing, all of the detail, people are going to be looking at this fabulous detail on the other side. So yeah, so there's a few tips for covering the upper arm.
Very good tips. Very, very, very good tips. And now we've had this question, and I'm wondering if this has been led by the Duchess of Sussex, because we've asked for, somebody's asked advice on how to wear a white shirt.
I think they might have mentioned needing to wear one for work, actually. But yeah, the Duchess of Sussex has obviously just brought out this collection in collaboration with SmartWorks, which is the charity that she's patron of. And part of that is like a classic white button-down shirt, which I personally think is a great piece to have in a wardrobe.
Definitely.
Like one of those capsule pieces that we should all probably own, or would be good to own. With a white shirt, the key really is the fabric. So you can usually get a white shirt to suit most body shapes. It's sometimes slightly harder when you're fuller busted, because if you choose a stiff fabric and you've got a full chest, obviously it stretches and pulls.
That's what I don't like, to be honest. It's really hard, and I've always found that with a white shirt, that because I do have a fuller chest, it pulls and then it puts me off wearing them. Like you say, it's getting the right fabric, I suppose.
Exactly. So a more fluid fabric generally works much, much better. So a little bit like the blouse that you're wearing this morning, you can get just a plain white one of them. It's not technically a white shirt, but it's of that style, and definitely a good way to do it if you're fuller on your top half, because then you're not going to have the gaping or, you know, the pulling that the stiffer fabrics give you. A straighter body shape or someone with a smaller chest will be better in something that's got a bit more weight to it fabric-wise. So something that gives you a bit of shape, maybe has some pockets, because pockets on the breast area obviously are going to make that appear more curvaceous, which is what someone with a smaller chest will want. And vice versa, if you've got a fuller chest, you probably want something that's a bit more plain and hasn't got so much detail on. So there's a few different things with fabrics. I always give them a tuck usually to give them some shape, because that makes them just feel really, really sharp and kind of gets that really classic look. And try just adding your own little style cues. I think the great thing about a classic white shirt is you can do so much with it.
So true, definitely.
So, you know, with jeans and a pair of trainers, but with the collar put up and the sleeves rolled up, maybe even putting a lacy cami in a different colour underneath if you really want to change things up a little bit. So lots of different ways to wear it, but I do think the key for different body shapes in particular, which is usually where people struggle, is look at your fabrics.
Because as well, you also find those fabrics where you can sweat quite a lot.
Yes.
And that's the thing, the last thing you want in an office is to be feeling self-conscious.
Absolutely.
So in terms of fabrics, what are you saying, like 100% cotton or?
Anything breathable will be less hot to wear in like an office environment. So so anything that's more loosely woven will work better, particularly for the ones that are a bit more fitted. You probably want to look for something that isn't quite as dense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, would you have any stores then that you recommend that you think particularly stand out for producing a white shirt?
Oh gosh, I mean most places do them. I actually quite like Zara for their blouses.
Zara,
you know,
Zara.
you don't have to spend loads on them, and they do them in lots of different colours. If you don't want to do white, then obviously they do lots of different colours. The one that's been produced by the Duchess of Sussex for Marks and Spencer, I saw that last week at a launch, and it's lovely. It's really lovely fabric, good quality. I don't think the price point is, you know, ridiculous at all. So that one's a good one to check out. And also, by buying that, they donate another one to that charity to help women, you know, who are going to interviews and things like that. So
that's a really good buy. A really, really good buy then from Marks and Spencer's, definitely.
Yeah,
that's where you go get your white shirt.
Yes, absolutely.
And so another one of our question was plus size shops.
Yes.
So what are the best plus size shops out there?
Yeah. Simply be one of them, but obviously they're quite a specific style. I find they're not to everybody's taste. I mean, they're great, but they're not necessarily to everybody's taste. I actually think that places like ASOS and a lot of the online stores are doing really, really well for stocking the larger sizes. Unfortunately, the high street hasn't quite caught up in having them in stock all of the time, but definitely look online. In terms of jeans in particular, there's a brand called Good American that was developed by Khloe Kardashian, and it is made for women with curves, and it goes up, I think it's to a size 24 or 26. So they go up to, you know, a wide range of sizes from very small to larger, and they're made for curves. So with fuller figures, it can be really hard to find denim, particularly jeans that fit and flatter. They are an investment, these jeans, but in my opinion, because you're going to wear your jeans so much, if you can find a good fit, then they're really worth, you know, investing in.
I mean, for me, like we've just said, like with a white shirt, you know, good pair of jeans is essential to any capsule wardrobe, I think, completely. Exactly. So it's worth investing in.
Yeah, it's one of those pieces that I say, if you can find one that works, that's something to invest in for sure. And they're available at Selfridges, the Good American jeans.
Fabulous.
Yes.
Now, one thing that I've noticed recently, and I'm so thrilled about it, is the rise of the knee boot.
Yes.
The knee boot is back.
Yes,
and I'm so excited because, I mean, I love an over knee boot, but they've kind of been around for such a long time.
Yeah.
And we're seeing all these different just knee length versions now, which are again quite vintage as well. So for us, you know, we love to channel anything that's on Champion, anything that's sustainable, you know, just not buying too much into fast fashion. And I think the rise of the knee boot is brilliant. Have you noticed that on the high street as well?
Definitely, there's loads around. Lots of my clients are asking about them, and yeah, there's some really gorgeous ones in lots of different colours. So if you're going to get one, get a pair. Don't necessarily choose black. Have a look at the tans, the greys. There's some really lovely ones.
There's some really nice, like it's kind of, no, it's I'm trying to find the right colour. It's like a mulberry.
Oh yeah, like a burgundy.
A burgundy colour, yeah. I think that's a really good colour to invest in. Because, again, it's not black, but it will come back time and time again. Yeah,
and it goes with so much. And put them under the culottes that you've been wearing all summer. Put them under those floaty dresses that you've been wearing all summer. Wear them, you know, in lots of different ways with your skirts, all of those things. They'll give longevity to so many of the pieces that you might not have been wearing quite so much in the cooler months. So I'm a massive fan. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, and thank you. Thank you so much. We will be back as soon as possible with another Ask Anna.